Hello, I'm Brian Bulakaitis, the National Sales Manager for the Broad Market Channel at Pacific Life. Thank you for joining us. Today, we'll share with you how IDA partners are leveraging our strengths in the broad market to generate significant revenue opportunities for their firms and their producers by selling promised term. We'll share with you how the producer can transition away from the spreadsheet discussion of term to focus on selling larger cases, providing value and flexibility for the client, and generating significant income for the BGA and the advisor down the road through our unique conversion program. Nothing like it in the industry exists today. The results are coming in. $5 million of conversions in the last 6 months. Six-figure conversions are commonplace. In this past January, we placed a $400,000 target premium case on a conversion of a $10 million term policy that was sold just 18 months prior. And by the way, all these conversions are compensated at 150% of normal compensation, and it's bonusable at the IDA rate. The income opportunity is enormous. As I said, there's nothing like it in the industry. To top it all off, we have the tools and the resources to help you mine for conversion cases and cross-sell opportunities through our policy management platform called Producer Bay. Lastly, we're going to give you a peek into the future and what's coming in the next few months. We have some surprises for you. Today, I'm joined by Craig Waldemeyer, the CEO of First Choice Brokerage, and Carlin Snipes, our Field Vice President for the Southeast region. Welcome and thank you for joining us today. Craig? Okay, great. Craig, on behalf of the entire Pacific Life team, I'd like to congratulate you as well as your fellow IDA partners on an outstanding year with Pacific Life. First Choice Brokerage placed over $2.5 million of premium with Pacific Life through the broad market. You were our #1 IDA shop with Pacific Life. Congratulations. When you look across all of our distribution within the broad market, First Choice Brokerage was a top 10 distributor for us in 2020. And you're off to a very fast start this year with almost $500,000 already placed. Craig, congratulations. We really value the relationship and thank you very much for the confidence that you've placed in Pacific Life and for joining us today. Craig, you were one of the early adopters of Pacific Life and Promise Term. You were one of the first BGAs in the industry to recognize that we were doing something a little bit different with our term products, as well as our conversion offering that we're offering for our policyholders. And, more importantly, you were able to understand that, you embraced it, and you went out to your producers and you were able to execute and market it very successfully. And in 2 years' time, you've really generated significant premiums for us in cases, but at the same time, have also generated some significant revenue for your firm as well as your advisors. So my first question is, right, how are you doing it, right? And what's your experience been like with Pacific Life as well? And any insights you'd like to provide your fellow IDA partners?
Absolutely, Brian. I want to start out by saying thank you for the kind words in the beginning. And it's all up to Carlin, because she's the one that showed me this opportunity and said, Craig, look, you know how to market. Let me show you a way. Let me show you some opportunities we have that differentiate ourselves from the other term platforms that are out there. Because as we all know, term gets spreadsheeted and term rates adjust almost as fast as interest rates, or not right now as fast. But with that said, we've been blessed, and I showed this with the last time I was with all my IDA partners in October of 19, and hopefully I get to see them in October of 21. I shared the concept of internal rate of return on the death benefit, where you get paid 1 to 2, maybe more than 2 first-year commissions because there's a rolling target on the conversion. And the agent gets a bonus, and that early conversion bonus is huge. I mean, it's 50% of the base agent commission, which is a big deal. So I went out, not only that, Pac Life is very competitive. You've got a great brand recognition in Pacific Life. And the other thing from a revenue perspective to my partners, this is one of the few term portfolios where you actually get paid renewals. You get 2% for 10 years to your firm, not to the agent, but to your firm. So I went out to about 10 or 15 of my agents that write big term cases, because I don't do a lot of small term cases. Most of it's larger, 1 million plus. It's buy sell, key man, that kind of thing. Sometimes it's used for unique estate planning where you only need it for 10, 15 years for some sort of grat or something like that. But I have found that the underwriting, the team at Pacific Life, the products are competitive, the conversions are outstanding. I just wish I had more guys that wrote big term policies. Somehow I'm out there trying to find them. Carla's laughing at me because I use the word guys.
No, I said
as ladies and men, But it's been a great partnership with Pacific Life, and I look forward to having a really good year this year and many more to come.
Well, that's fantastic. And, we really, we appreciate it. And, we're kind of experiencing the same thing when we look at where the conversions are coming from. They're all really large cases. Okay.
Right.
And in what we're finding, Craig, is that in situations, right, in almost all the situations I've seen outside of your agency with other BGAs, they've been large cases where we've had advisors involved, like a CPA or an attorney involved, doing large planning. And at the time of sale, they're not entirely sure how they want to fund it, whether they really want to go permanent or they want to go term. Okay.
Right.
But they recognize that there's a need to put insurance in place immediately. And that's the flexibility that I believe our program really provides to the agent as well as the client too, is, you don't have to make the decision right now to buy permanent. Buy the term, get it in place, and then you have, obviously a number of years to convert it. But the compensation advantage exists in what we call early stage conversions. So in a 20-year product, it may be the first 9 years that they can do a conversion and get that 150% of normal compensation. And so, as I mentioned at the start of this call, we had 18 months ago, 2 business partners. They each purchased $10 million of term each, but didn't know whether they wanted to go permanent or not. So they went with the term. And the first partner just converted his this year in January, $397,000 a target, right, at 150%. And it was pretty good.
Nice case.
Pretty nice case.
Pretty nice case.
And his partner is going to convert the other 10 million this fall. So, I mean, that's the advantage, I believe, that's very strong with Pacific Life that you just can't find with any other carrier. So, I mean, this is what we talk about, getting off the spreadsheet with term insurance and start looking at all the other value it can provide to the client as well as the producer. So it's good.
Craig pointed this out earlier, it's a win for the client as well with the internal rate of return they get, the way you illustrate it with the client. So it's a win across the board from everybody involved.
Right. And Carlin, hey, a quick question for you as well. And congratulations, you had a great year as well in 2020. And Carlin was one of our Sherman Award winners for outstanding sales performance in 2020. So Carlin, congratulations on that. But, what are some of the things that you're seeing with other BGAs in your region? You've worked extensively with Craig and his team at First Choice Brokerage, but what are you seeing with some of your other BGAs in your regions? And what are some of the key things you think they need to know about this program or anything else around the promise term?
Kind of tied to what you said just a minute ago, with that term purchase, they're locking in the insurability of that client, that rate class right then. And so when they do decide to go permanent and they've got a good permanent solution with our conversion opportunity, they get that good rate class that they had, because they're never more insurable than you are today. So lock it in as soon as you possibly can. The other thing I've seen a lot of success with my customers, as well as Craig, not quite as much as Craig, but as well as Craig, they are using our Producer Bay to mine their business, to find out conversion opportunities on the website. If you haven't looked at Producer Bay, please do it. It has a lot of good information about your in-force block of business that can help you. It gives you that conversion expiration date, so you can have that conversation with the agent, as well as the client can have it. The agent can have it with the client to talk to them about conversions. Also, we have a plethora of emails that are available that are customizable to you. You can co-brand with your logo. We've had a lot of success with the conversion one, because what happens is agents see that 150% of compensation and they go, okay, I need to have a conversation about this. I want to learn more about getting 150%.
That's great, Carlin. Thank you very much. Craig and Carlin, thank you very much. We really appreciate you participating today. What I'd like to do is invite all of you to attend the Pacific Life Live Workshop that's going to be occurring on Thursday, March 25th at 11:10 Eastern Time. I invite you to come, and you'll hear more about the various conversion stories we've had, as well as some inside tips on how best to be able to handle the conversions and how do you identify them with any of your in-force existing books of business. What we're also going to do is we're also going to share with you our new accelerated underwriting process called Swift Sailing. And Swift Sailing is going to be launched at the end of May, middle to end of May. And it's going to be a true acceleration process available for ages 18 to 60, up to $2 million, and up to standard classes. So the preferred classes through standard as well. And so we're really excited about that. There's going to be some key differentiators with respect to our program that will make us a little bit different in the marketplace. So please come to the breakout session on the 25th at 11:10 and learn more about that. During the interim, if you have any questions about how you might be able to utilize and the conversion program or anything else that we've talked about, please reach out to Carlin or myself. And as a IDA partner, I'm sure Mr. Waldemeier is open to fielding some questions about his experience as well, and any insight advice he can provide you as well. So with that said, thank you very much. Craig or Carlin, any last parting words?
Come see us.
Thank you.
You got it, Craig. Thank you very
Take
much
care.
for your business, and thank you to all the IDA partners, and we look forward to seeing you later on this week. Thank you.